you've changed the game. I'll explain to you what I mean by that.
Okay.
Like you always had to have, you had a co-host, and but then now it's different. Now it's you, and now you bring different people in every now and then. Mm-hmm. But you've created this persona, and now the thing is, with you having your own podcast now.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you'd have done that earlier, it would be crazy.
Yeah.
Now and then I think you have this special ability to give your take, debate, and be entertaining on the same time. And this is one of the things I wanna learn about, because I've never been a guy because I'm not from here as well. So it's the say, okay, I know this guy, I know that guy. Because the thing is, the misconception is, like, for them, the hot takes doesn't come from a place that I'm gonna just say whatever. It comes from a place like, I know certain things and certain people. I mean certain circles. Right. That's why I say those. Yeah. And now I'm gonna come into the, like, what's the beef with you and New Orleans Pelicans?
Listen, man, first things first, I would tell you this in terms of you, what you're doing is amazing because you're not from here. Yes. And so as a result, to be here and to try to adjust to this culture and in this industry, even though we're in an industry now that can go global and what have you, you're smart, you're incredibly likable, you're a really, really nice guy. You're in the NBA culture. You're surrounded by a lot of these athletes that everybody gravitates to. Your brother is one of the top 2 or 3 players on the planet Earth. You got all of this stuff going for you. And plus, again, you're a really, really likable guy. And so anytime you come up to somebody and you're talking to somebody about what you're trying to do, you got to be, excuse my language, you got to be a real asshole not to want to help you. To be quite honest with you, you really do. I mean, there's just no excuse. There's no excuse. So you get that out of the way. Now me, on the other hand, I don't mind being an asshole sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You might not have that in you because you're such a nice guy. I don't mind not being a nice guy when it's called for. I'm a good guy, but I wouldn't call myself nice. I remember when LL Cool J explained the difference between the two. You come at him wrong. You're trying to hurt other people and stuff like that. You're going to find out he ain't that nice. But he's a good guy because he means no ill will.
Oh,
and that's what I pride myself in being. And so I say all of that to say, when you ask a question about New Orleans, ain't no beef. The thing about it is this. They tried to come at me. They tried to troll me because I talked about Zion and his eating habits and stuff like that. Yeah. Let's first get this out of the way. Zion Williamson has the potential to be a mega superstar in this sport.
100%. He's a great guy, great kid.
He's a great kid, great guy. The only problem with him is his conditioning because of his diet.
Yeah.
That's what they've said about him. So my point was, stay off the burgers. Stay off the steak. You understand what I'm saying? Don't be hiding food under the bed from people. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be ready because you going up against cats that's going to be ready now. The great players in this game, it could be your brother, it could be LeBron, it could be Steph. The list goes on and on. You know one thing they have in common that nobody gives them enough credit for? Everybody's always talking about their greatness as players. I marvel at their conditioning. The fact that they're in shape. I'm in Minnesota. I come off the elevator. I'm getting ready to walk on the elevator. Who's coming off like 8 in the morning? It's Giannis. He in the gym. What'd he say? LeBron's going to be in the gym. He set the standard. Kobe was in the gym. He set the standard. Do I want to be great? This is what I have to do. And I look at these people, muscles coming out of their ears, cut, body fat percentage low, all that. Look at you. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, look, I understand standing next to your contemporaries, you look normal. Damn it, you ain't normal, okay? You in better shape than most of the population. Y'all take this stuff seriously. And so for me, I'm looking at a guy like Zion, and I'm like, you can't get away with just showing up, eating what you want to eat and all of this other stuff. You can sit up there and listen to all of these sob stories about LeBron eating a bunch of McDonald's all you want to. They say he spent $1.5 million a year on his conditioning. He takes care of his body, so he's doing something right. And so I brought that up, And then the Pelicans tried to troll me. They brought up my basketball career, which was non-existent because I got hurt. I cracked my kneecap in half.
I know that.
In my first year in college, my kneecap split in half, and I was never the same. So I never had a college career. They say he averaged 1.5 points. I said, lies. It was less than that. I never played because I had a jacked up knee. So go ahead and make up all of these stories all you want to. But in the end, what I was trying to say to them is, this is what I do. I'm 56 years old. You want to bring up what I lacked as a player in 1986, knock yourself out. This is 2024. And in the 22-year existence of the New Orleans Pelicans, you've had two names. You were called the Hornets, you were called the Pelicans. Why do I bring that up? Because you've also won 2 playoff series. You've had as many playoff series wins as you've had names in 22 years. You are in no position.
You can't do that.
That's what's the truth. It's the truth. So I was just saying that to say to them, what you focused on me for? I'm not rooting for you. You ever been to New Orleans? They got some of the best restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Great crowd. Great city to go
I
to.
love New Orleans.
I don't mind going to New Orleans. If y'all win, where do you think I would rather be? New Orleans or Denver? I'd rather be in New Orleans. But in order for me to be there, you got to win. Instead of focusing on me, go out there and handle your business. And they've been handling their business. And I give them credit. And Zion looks stealth. They said he lost about 25 pounds.
That's what I wanted to say.
That's right. He looks great.
Yeah, I said, and maybe it's because I'm not from here too.
Right.
Like, usually when people talk shit, there is somewhat of truth in between it. So, like, oh, Thanasis, you gotta be like, okay, get in the lab, get in the gym. Some of it might be a little bit entertainment and hey, this to like kind of play into.
And I was having fun with it. I was having fun with it, but I was also serious because I want him to succeed.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear.
I don't want him to fail.
Yes.
I've been covering sports for 30 years, man.
Yes.
I would challenge anybody, and I mean anybody, that I have ever covered, that I have ever reported on, to say that I was rooting for them to fail. I don't root for people to fail. In my world, I hope everybody succeeds. And to me, my definition of success when it's in competition, it's not necessarily about you always winning the championship, because nobody can win the championship every year. It's about me and the audience being able to look at you and say, you maximized your potential. You didn't cheat the game. You know what they talk about when they talk about Giannis? They don't talk about just him being a locomotive. They talk about him gaining 57 pounds of muscle since he got into the NBA. They talk about his conditioning and stuff like that. When they talk about y'all, this is what folks marvel at. You marvel at people being in a position to do what you only wish you could do. Everybody's been talking about me for months in terms of what has happened to me health-wise. They had me.
Is everything okay?
I had COVID, man, going into 2022, New Year's Eve. I'm in the emergency room 90 minutes before the ball was to drop in New York City. I had double pneumonia and COVID. The double pneumonia was from the COVID. They set up there and they look at these x-rays, and if you have a white spot on the x-rays, that's indicative of pneumonia. The entire x-ray was covered in white. It looked like cloudy skies. Yeah. And they was like, you in trouble. They said, we got this steroids, we got this antibiotic. It should work within 3 to 4 hours. If it doesn't work, we have to call your family. They said I was in that much trouble. It was that serious. And so when I went through that experience, and in the same breath, at the same time, I've had rotator cuff surgery on both shoulders. I cleaned up my knees and stuff like that, because for years I had ignored my knees because I was just working and working and working, and my basketball days were over and all of this other stuff. I said, I don't play anyway. I don't need to take care of all of this stuff. I had taken care of all of this, so I couldn't work out. So months later, thereafter, man, I've been skinny all my life. But this time I was skin and bones, no definition, no nothing, with a pot belly. And I was about 208 pounds. And I used to disguise it by wearing these baggy suits. And so when the doctor told me I could get in the gym a year ago, I've been in the gym 6 days a week ever since. I've lost 40 pounds. My body
Right,
fat,
man.
my body fat was at 29.6%. It's down to 10.4%. I'm working out. I'm doing cardio 6 days a week. I'm lifting 5 days. People looking at me like I'm skinny, but I'm actually bigger up top, shoulders, arms, all this stuff. It's just that my belly is gone. And if you look at my face from a year ago to now, I had a Pillsbury Doughboy face. And now it's not. Let me tell you why I'm telling you that story. I got all of y'all to thank. Because I'm covering these athletes and I'm going like this, look at them. I'm sitting in judgment on First Take, my podcast, radio or whatever. And I'm like, yo, man, what kind of shape you in? Yo, man, you running up and down the court. Why the hell you look tired? What's going on? What's going on? And I'm like this, who the hell am I to talk about them? And I'm not doing what I can do to be the best I can be.